And then all the girls would come up to me on the street. Please give me a child. Please impregnate me. I'm like, there's a line.
How was jail?
It was a sobering experience. It's been a while since I've been back now. I thought they would have got me back in there by now. It's been 2 or 3 years I've managed to get out. I thought they would have banged me up again by now. It turns out I'm just too hard to kill. I'm too good for my enemies. Put something together so fucking flawless, that even the Chinese niggers liked it. You know? Even the fucking Mexicans took off their shit hats, their sombreros. They put the piñatas down, they stopped jumping the wall, and they all hugged and said yes.
The kids, the men were not supposed to be safe. We're supposed to get in cars with a hangover and drive as fast as humanly possible across foreign lands, looking for pussies. That's what we're supposed to do. I really am amazed that when I look on the Twitter feeds of all these other people who are successful, all of their lives are brutally mundane.
Well guys, it looks like that we are back here yet again with the one and only top taint himself, good old Andrew Tate. And fuck me, has this guy just been on some major bullshit recently, where he has been continuing his generational run of just looking like a damn goober, and has been doing anything and everything out of pure desperation just to try to stay relevant. And the last time we talked about this downright clown, he was essentially trying to suckle from the clavicular gyno-filled titty, where he ended up doing another little live stream with him, where he sat there and glazed him, while also just trying to look like a badass and trying to gain more of that younger audience, so that hopefully he can repair his reputation and try to become relevant again. And unfortunately for Taint, this was just not the move, and it just led to him getting clowned on even more, which is no surprise considering the fact that he's hanging out with a meth head who likes to break his bones to look better. But since then, he is continuing to try to seek out attention, and to try to gain that image back of just being the top G. And in pursuit of this, it of course led to him producing this pile of shit right here that you could try to call a video, and that he decided to title Andrew Tate on Reuniting the World. So with a title like that, you already knew it was going to be bullshit, and it opened up exactly how you would expect it to, with him immediately coming straight out of the gate with a racial slur while talking about how the internet's divided, and then getting sidetracked by Sneeko yet again, because apparently Sneeko lives in his head rent-free, and he just can't go a single video without mentioning him.
The internet is such a divided place now, you know? So much division. Where's the unity? Where's all the friendship? Can't we all hold hands? I haven't heard a nigger sing Kumbaya in forever. Everything's fake. Everything's gay. Especially that streamer which cannot be named. He is gay, bruv. He wanted me bad, bruv. Gay.
And I don't know what is up with this Harry Potter type shit where he's referring to him as the streamer who cannot be named. Like he's fucking Voldemort out here. But you can already tell that he was just on his fuck shit. And he was, of course, just getting started with all of the shit talk and all of the ridiculous bullshit that he decided to spew out because he needed to try and get a little bit of attention. And after this, he then followed it up by bouncing all over the place from subject to subject, where he went from one moment just spamming racial slurs for every race and ethnicity that he possibly could, except the Mexicans. He just called them Mexicans. And then the very next, he was crying and complaining about how everyone online has something to bitch about and how they're all crybabies.
What color's your Bugatti? Shut him down! Shut him down! I am so fucking cool. It's hard to contain it in my blood. But because the internet's so divided, I'm here to unite Earth. Like Michael Jackson, you know? I'm here to allow all the different people of all the different creeds to hold hands. The niggers, the Packies, the chicks, the honkies, and the Mexicans. We're all going to hold hands around the globe in one big united front. I'm here to unite humanity. Everyone's just a fucking baby, just a faggot. No matter what you say, there's some fucking baby on the internet crying about it. Everyone's fucking crying. Hello, my name's Andrew. Oh my God, human trafficker. I'll fucking human traffic your mom. Your mom, bruv. Don't let me get anywhere near her. Straight to Romania.
And I just want to remind you what the topic of this video was actually supposed to be, which was him talking about reuniting the world and talking about how the world was actually divided. And instead of that, we have just been all over the fucking place and are forming just absolutely zero coherent thoughts. He's got to either be trying to rage bait for attention or is just so upset with everything that's happened that half of this is actually him trying to rage bait and half of it is him being salty about everyone making fun of him. And he then went on to continue to basically just yap in this downright shit show of a video, where he of course ended up wrapping it up by basically just sucking his own dick and self-glazing like crazy, before then talking about the haters and just being salty about it.
I invented so much cool shit. Nobody said brokey before me. Think about it. Not everyone's a brokey. You're a brokey. You're a wagey. Wagey. And here I am again, uniting humanity. You couldn't thank me enough. No matter how hard you try to thank me, you really can't thank me enough. This is the sentence that absolutely nobody can disagree with. Nobody. It was the last time every single conscious human on the planet came to a complete consensus. And they all said, yes, that is true. Andrew is brilliant. He's a fucking genius. That's fucking brilliant. I understand why people love me. I totally get it. I understand why you're all like obsessed with me. I understand why like the haters, fans, Andrew Tate did this, Andrew Tate did this, let me amplify his content. When's the last time you've seen me amplify their content? No. They work for me, you know? They keep me hyper relevant. Andrew Tate did this. Thanks. Thanks. And then all the girls will come up to me on the street. Please give me a child. Please impregnate me. I'm like, there's a line. Fucking hell. Bunch of Q jumpers.
And yeah, so as you can tell, the video was just an excuse for this guy to go on a yapathon, where we went from talking shit about Sneeko to dropping racial slurs left and right, to the haters, and then to how every woman on the street just wants to have a child with him. And it was really him just trying to go back to his old scheme and trying to regain that old reputation as just being the top G, even though he ended up getting his ass whooped in the ring. And this video wasn't the only way that he was trying to do that, because he also recently went on a brand new podcast where naturally we had some goofy ass moments in it just like these, and just involved moments where he was either making excuses or just trying to smooth over the fact that he has been taking just multiple L's nonstop. And during the podcast, they ended up talking a little bit about the fight, where Tate was basically just coping about it.
My stupid ass just got in the ring with a man a decade younger than me and 45 pounds bigger than me, and he kicked my ass. Why? I have money. I have fame. I didn't need to do it. Everyone's saying, Andrew, what the fuck are you doing this for? And why are you fighting him? Fight some guy, you'll be easy. Why are you fighting him? He's active. He's fought all these people. He's bigger than you. He's taller than you. And he beat me bad. It wasn't, I mean, it was close. The first 2 rounds I had him. The last 4 rounds he beat me. Why did I do that? Just the queen sacrifice. I don't know. It makes no sense. I mean, it makes no sense. But I'm happy to lose if I try. I'm really not scared of losing at things. I don't give a shit. But to know I would be, to wake up one day and accept that I'm now afraid to do something because I might lose at it, that would bother me. But to try something and lose, it doesn't bother me. And I think that's my superpower to life. I'll try everything. I don't give a shit. And if I lose, someone goes, ha ha ha, you lost. I'll say, ha ha ha, I'm me and you're you.
At least I tried.
At least I tried. You have to roll the dice. Feather in the wind. Sometimes, maybe if we fought the day before or I fought him the day after, I would have beat him. Who knows? But this is just the way it worked out. But I'm always the guy who looks at the chessboard and goes, you know what? I know how this ends if I don't try. But who knows how it will end if I do.
And as you can tell, it is just some crazy work to where when he actually loses, now he wants to pretend that, oh, it's just the fact that I tried. Or, oh, you know, I did my best and that's all you can do. When in reality, like you just saw in the previous clips from that video, his entire brand and ego is built off of being this arrogant, cocky, just bad motherfucker who never loses. And that's what he's preached for years, but now all of a sudden that he's lost, he's got all these different things that he likes to throw in there at first, talking about how the guy was younger, bigger, and he didn't have to take the fight, and was just straight up saying anything to try to cope with the shit. Like, this is amazing. We are multiple months later, and this guy is still yapping about it and trying to make excuses. Just like he was making the excuse that God just wanted him to lose immediately after the fight happened. And this wasn't the only dumbass moment from the podcast that I ended up seeing, because along with this, the host ended up asking him basically how he keeps going, and he started giving one of the most delusional responses that I've seen in a hot minute, where he was basically comparing himself to a hero in a video game or movie, and was saying that since something bigger than him, like, you know, an organization or a government, was basically prosecuting him, that just automatically makes him the good guy.
What kept you going all this time? Truly.
What they did to me was completely unfair. They locked me in a jail cell in Romania, which is the worst jail in Europe. I had PTSD and nightmares for years. After I got out of jail, they locked me in my house for 3.5 years. I didn't see my mom when she had a heart attack. I didn't see one of my kids. They stole all my money. They slandered me across the media. They convinced a whole bunch of people who were completely psyoped that I'm a human trafficker and a rapist and a money launderer and an arms trafficker and a tax evader. Tax evader maybe, but the rest, that one maybe might be true. But the rest, they convinced all these people of all this garbage. Completely slandered my international reputation, destroyed my business. They completely wrecked me. It's true, because I was too influential. And it was completely unfair what they did, absolutely. But you know when you play a video game, and you're the good guy, you're the hero, and you get to the final boss, he always has a larger life bar than you. You know, the bad guy, it's never been fair for the good guy. When has it ever been fair for the good guy? The fact that they came at me so viciously, so unfairly, the fact that it was so rigged, the fact it was so unfair, and perhaps it's just the stubbornness or the pettiness in me, I can't say what it is, but the fact it was so unfair made me know I was the good guy. I was like, this setup is the bad guy. Only a hero can be this badly outnumbered. Never in history has a good guy had so much overwhelming firepower against the bad guy. There's never been a time where you had one little bad guy and a million good guys who quickly wiped him out and the world was a great place. No, it was one little good guy against a fucking army of evil. It always has been. Mm-hmm. When you watch the James Bond movie, and when you watch the Batman movie, when you watch these movies carefully, and most people don't watch them carefully, but next time you see any action hero movie, watch it carefully. He's getting his ass kicked for 95% of the film.
And we are just gonna stop this downright goober right here, because he is now comparing himself to James fucking Bond in Batman, which is all just completely ridiculous in general, because this guy is clearly not the hero, and was being prosecuted for a couple of suspected crimes, which he very well could have committed. But it's just a ridiculous argument in general, because not only are any of these heroes in these different video games or movies like Batman not being charged with human trafficking, but they're also not out here trying to sell their courses and trying to put on some fake tough guy persona, when in reality you just respond like a bitch and refuse to take any accountability for anything. And he just continued to go on trying to push this little narrative and trying to repair his reputation.
For 95% of the movie, it's going wrong. Everything's going wrong. For James Bond, for Batman, he's losing, he's getting his ass kicked, he loses his chick, something blows up, he nearly dies. It's going all wrong till the end. So for these last 4 years when everything was going wrong, I was like, yeah, but this is how the movie goes. Please understand that there was a time I was locked in my house, and this time was only a year ago, 12 months, where I was looking at 21 charges in Romania and 20 charges in England with an active extradition warrant. So after I solved the 21 issues in Romania, irregardless of whether I beat them and stay free or go to jail and serve a decade, I then get instantly extradited to England, where I have to face 20 more charges. I'm put in Belmarsh on remand, and I have to fight that again. I was looking at 20 years of legal garbage. The idea of me in the last month going to Kazakhstan, Miami, Vegas, New York, LA, Romania, Istanbul, then here to see you, fly again tomorrow night. The idea of all of this was unfathomable. How? They got the extradition warrant signed, Andrew, and you're locked in your house. You have to go to court, fight these 21 charges, instant extradition to England. It's over. Because you're supposed to get your ass kicked for 99% of the movie. And then somehow at the end, you have like a magic weapon, somehow some twist of luck, some chance. You know, as long as you're that guy. If James Bond or Batman quits at any point during the movie, when he's getting his ass kicked, if he gives up, then it's over. But if he keeps getting up, somehow, against all the odds, somehow at the end, he finds a way and escape an active extradition warrant to live your life free. Even though you've done nothing wrong, but you've been set up.
And yeah, the only person setting this goober up right now is him setting himself up for failure as he continues to just do desperate shit and continues to try to seek this new attention instead of just taking accountability and shutting up. And throughout this podcast, he just continued to do a lot more of the same, where he tried to make himself look good or repair the damage that's already been done. And it all just continued to just look pathetic. But with that said, that's enough of this clown for one day, and I just had to cover it because he is just doing anything and everything at this point. But if you enjoyed, please drop the sub and a like and join the Saints Mafia, where we are flaming all of these grifting clowns. And I'm out. Watching Andrew Tate continue to try and save his career, and peace.
The best thing about these words is they came to me just off the top of my head. I didn't think about it. I didn't plan it. I know to you people at home, they were so revolutionary. It seemed like he must have thought for years about this to plan out something so fantastic as this. You don't just come up with this. No man just comes up with this off the top of his head. No guy just splurts these words out. He must have sat for hundreds of years. He must be immortal, reading every piece of philosophy and literature that exists on the planet.